Hi, I'm Jenny Walterman, and this is my introduction video for School Law Course 850. And first, I'll talk about my personal background a little bit. We are a blended family and have 5 children, and our oldest is a firefighter, recently married and had a baby. So we have our first grandbaby, and we have another one on the way we just found out about a few weeks ago, so thrilled about that. The second twin is getting married this summer, and so a lot of busyness going on with that. And then the 2 middle girls are both in the service industry, and our daughter on the right is in nursing school, and the one on the left is in social work school. So at 2 different colleges there. And then our youngest is 16, just recently got his license and a job. And so between those 2 things and practicing his marimba at the high school, we don't see him very much. He's kind of independent now, or so he thinks. So my husband and I, we really enjoy gardening, and we play in a rock band together, and so we just like to find time to do things together. Professionally, I currently teach business finance at Paola High School. So I teach accounting, finance, college accounting, marketing, business law, and entrepreneurship. I'm also the FBLA coach at our high school, and enjoy that immensely. It's taught me a lot about meeting students' needs that aren't necessarily in my classroom and trying to find a place for every student. Prior to teaching in Paola, which is a rural town, I taught secondary SPED transition at an inner city high school in Kansas City, Kansas. And so I kind of went from one spectrum to the other as far as diversity and culture differences. Prior to that, I taught 20 plus years in music, and my instrument of specialty is the violin. And when I decided to get my specialty in special education, I noticed that I really had a passion for transition services and vocational transition in particular. So I decided to reroute and refocus my master's in instructional design and focusing on secondary business and teaching more business courses to the general population of the school, in order to equip every student for what comes next when they're leveling up, whether it be vocational or academic. I want to ensure that every student is ready for that next step as best as I can. I come from a long line of teachers. I'm a 4th generation teacher, and this picture here is of my niece who just graduated from KU in elementary ed, and she will be the 5th generation teacher in our family. So a lot of heritage there for educators. So that means I've been around conversations about teaching and observing teaching and what works and what doesn't work my entire life at the dinner table. And so because of that, I just really enjoy exploring the process of learning and evaluating pedagogical skills that benefit people. So I do a lot of different things. My to-do list is never ending, and that's okay, but it definitely keeps me on my toes. One of the things I'm very passionate about is being able to make technology and design curriculum and help teachers find ways to use all of these new one-to-one technologies that districts are utilizing to help meet every style of learner. So even though we're utilizing technology more and more, we still have to be mindful of all of the different types of learning that can occur and how to engage students in that manner in different multimedia formats. And so I still feel like relationships are very important, and it's important to still make connections, and that's part of my instructional goals as far as trying to be an instructional coach and help students and teachers to be able to engage with each other and the content in a relevant and rigorous way that still builds relationships and every student feels seen and heard and valued. So this prompt for the video was asking about safe learning environments, and I would say that our district prints a lot of information on their website and in the student and faculty handbooks, and it addresses issues when it needs to, but as far as being super proactive, we don't have a lot of in-services about safe learning environments, although I think those are coming next year when they gave us our preview of next year's in-services. So I did find this one quote from one of the handbooks, essentially saying that Paola complies with the letter and the spirit of the law and making sure discrimination does not exist. They also mentioned some anti-bullying. We have a website that references bully information, student handbooks, safe environments, and it even has a section where it identifies where parents can reach out if they need to lodge a complaint against the district, the state, at whatever level that they want to. Other than that, I would say that there's not a lot of communication about safe learning environments in our school, and it's kind of more reactionary rather than proactive. Let's see, my personal knowledge of safe learning environments, I would say it would basically be framed around the special education environment, just because that's where I focused on a lot of my educational learning, and I certainly went to a lot of in-services and heard a lot about safe learning environments and student rights and parent rights and all of that through special education in-services and coursework that I did in that regard. I certainly know that the laws exist, and I'm really planning to, so my plan is to really dig into this course and allow it to educate me and inform me as much as I can, retain information. And then I've set a personal goal to go ahead and go to all board meetings next year at our school and attend those and ask questions and get as much information as I can. And I'm a research person. I like to research, so I plan to go back if certain state or federal policies are referenced. I'd like to go ahead and look into those and see what does that mean, and are they, how are we framing out our district policies in accordance to those. So other than that, I don't really know. I don't really know how much more personal knowledge I already have, other than to know that I don't have enough, essentially. And I didn't really know how to frame that out in a different way, so excuse my pause for a second there. Anyway, if anybody has any questions or comments about anything I discussed here, you can ask away in the Google form or in the Google discussion page, and we can engage there. And then I just put in some citations of where I pulled free information from, like this template and any images I pulled, and then citations for the handbook information and website that I pulled from our school district website. Thank you.